when you see him write what he does on the party, I think very often the impression is that this is a man who is out to destroy, who is out to denigrate, who is out to find fault for the sake of finding fault, who is out to bring down anything that he perceives as good. The truth of the matter, as many of us here know, is that it's precisely the opposite that is responsible for whatever Lukman does. If Lukman had wanted to be somebody after personal aggrandizement or benefit, he could have had any position even under President Jonathan. Many of us here will remember the group known as GGG, the 3G, and the role that the 3G played in the formation of the same Nigerian group. I was involved. Our keynote speaker today, I hope he will talk about it in his speech, was very much involved at that foundational stage of SNG. And the role of Lukman, Nasir Rufai, Nuhu Ribadu, Malam Aminu Masari, Pastor Tunde Bakari. I mean, that history will be fully written at some point. But Lukman was the engine room of 3G. And all of what we did during that campaign. But then, Goodluck Jonathan was the beneficiary, personal beneficiary. Nigeria was the collective beneficiary. That did not stop him from starting his crusade against Goodluck Jonathan and bad governance. I recall when we were at the foundational stage of the All Progressive Congress, and our leader, Chief Akande, was the main driver of that exercise, with our president today and many of our former president, and many other leaders. Lukman started another crusade. In fact, he did a book around that time and took it to Chief Akande, and I think it was a letter to President, it wasn't President then, General Buhari and Asiwaju Tinubu as the main drivers, outlining what this party must not be and highlighting the duty they owed all of us to run an organic institution that will not end up being an election machine. Well, the jury is out there now, whether what we have is an organic party or still an election machine. And of course, subsequently, Lukman was involved in all the struggle and different iterations of APC. But it's clear that it's always been about party building for him. It's always been about holding ourselves accountable and delivering on the goods to our people and ensuring that the democracy has meaning for the ordinary people who have toiled to put us in office in our various representations. I think this book is just another phase in the struggle for that process of party building. For me, as a friend of Lukman, as his brother, and as someone who gets accused very often, as the one, well, how do they say it? Is it the pipe behind the music that is done, which frankly is an insult. I always tell people when they come to me, why don't you fight your own battle yourself? Why are you using Lukman to fight your battle against the party? I always say to them, don't you think that's an insult? One, Lukman is older than me if you want to go by age. Two, he was an irrepressible radical. When we were in the student union movement, many would regard me as a mellow moderate to him. Three, he's an individual with his own convictions. Why do you think he needs to listen to me or listen to Nasiri or Rufai in order to form an opinion? As a matter of fact, he criticizes both of us more than you know, because he feels that we're too quiet. We don't fight the way we should fight in this party. So, I believe what you see is what you get in Lukman Salihu. And every party, every progressive party would always have people like him. The Labour Party has its Tony Benn and Dennis Kinner in the United Kingdom. The Democratic Party has the Bernie Sanders in the United States. The ANC used to have our brother who went to form the EFF as a leader of his battle in the ANC. And the only way to give credit to such people is to continue to regard them as the conscience of our party. If there's any conscience, if there is anybody who can be described as the conscience of the All Progressive Congress and the progressive politics in Nigeria today, more than any of us, it is Salihu Lukman. So our being present here, really for me, is a token gesture of paying homage to courage, paying homage to the defender of the defenseless, paying homage to the voice of the voiceless, and paying homage to that individual who has stood ramrod, committed, unafraid, insistent, as that voice in the wilderness, that our party must be truly progressive, with a capital P, not a shadow of what it should be. And I'm happy that my chairman is here. This party should not be a spectator in policy making. This party is the one that should project the manifesto of the party. This party leadership is the one that should tell our president that this is the feedback from the communities and constituencies out there, not what he is hearing in the villa where he's locked up. All of us who have been in public office, we know how it can be. I really, truly hope we would all read this book, just as I'm happy that our chairman has already confirmed that he has read the book. It should be compulsory read for all members of the National Working Committee, both at the national level, at the state level, at the world level, so that we can begin the rebuilding process of this organic party to which I know Dr. Umar Ganduje himself is fully committed. Thank you. God bless you.